Hello, you superb people. Today I'm going to give a message from the Jesus Energy that they wanted me to pass on. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So you know what's interesting about this Jesus Energy, okay? And the same with the emissaries. When I'm communing with them, let me tell you what happens in my mind. So I'm out, I'm running, okay? And I'm in the countryside and it's just, I'm so focused. And I then think, oh my God, I've got to get some stuff, some material for the next videos, okay? And I get myself into this little loop of, well, what if there's nothing new? Or we're just going to talk about the same stuff over and over again? And I get myself all worked up, and I think, well, maybe they won't even give me anything. Maybe there's nothing to say. And then I kind of just say the same. I said to the Jesus Energy, they said, we are here to give messages whenever you want. I said, great. What message would you like me to give? And they said, we'd like you to talk about fear. And there's like, how can I put it? It always amazes me that there's something that comes through. Like, even when I'm like thinking to myself, like programming my mind, oh my God, this is not going to work out. I'm not going to have anything. And this beautiful message just comes through. So it's something I would recommend, even though you're doubting, even though you're not sure. You think, well, why would they give me a message or whatever? Open yourself up to the possibilities, because the messages are there. And if I can get them, you can get them. Hey, there's nothing special about me. I just ask and I listen. And you've just got to listen. But you've also got to be in the right place at the right time. If you're in a shopping centre, and there's music blaring, that's not the place. You've got to be centred. But once you're centred, once you're there, the messages come through. I know loads of people now who are starting to get messages from the guides. Harry's constantly downloading stuff. Vicky's constantly downloading stuff and saying, I got these messages from a guide. It's there for everybody, okay? So the Jesus Energy said, we want to talk about fear. We want to give a message about fear. And they said that the key to understand what fear is that fear is a mirage. They said, fear is but a mirage. That was their words, but a mirage, yeah? Because they speak a bit like, a bit more biblical. Understandable, really, isn't it, with it being the Jesus Energy? And they said fear isn't real. Fear is caused through confusion, uncertainty, and doubt. Okay, that's what fear. We don't know. Fear is, false expectations appearing real, another cliche, but it's true. It's kind of like, we don't know what's going to happen. And that's scary. The conflict that's happening. We don't know what's going to happen. And that's scary. That's fearful. The Jesus Energy was saying that is a mirage. It doesn't exist. It only exists in our own mind. It only exists in the way that we represent it to ourselves. And they reminded us, they said, when we chose to come here, right, very important. I know people in the comments corner, it's really hard to get your head around choosing to come here. Why would I choose? They said, when you chose to come here, part of the agreement was that when you got here, you would forget everything. And when you forget everything, when you don't know anything, what happens? Confusion, doubts, uncertainty. And so as an automatic process, when we come into this dimension, we come in fearful. We're going to have fear because we haven't got a clue, because we've forgotten everything that happened before. On purpose, it's part of the job. We've got to forget. And so this is the entire purpose of us being here. And what's really ironic about all of this is that we come here and all we want to do is to have certainty. All we want to do is know the truth. We want to be able to believe fully and completely. Why doesn't God come down here and show himself so we can all just believe it? But that's not how this plan is set out. That's not what this is about. It's about us coming here and losing connection. That's it. It's kind of like, I'm alone. You've been going through life holding your parents' hand, and then suddenly you're left on your own, you're learning to ride a bike and your parents always got their hand on the back of the seat, and then suddenly they let you go. And you're going like this, wibbly wobbly, going through life in a wibbly wobbly way. The Jesus energy says that is the whole point of it. That's the purpose of it. There isn't any other reason why we would come here. And they said that the fear and the obstacles and the confusions, they are obstacles that we have come here to break through, to climb over, to get past. That's the purpose of it. What they said was that they can't allow us to remember. Because if we remember fully and completely, and that's a knowing, this knowing of, okay, I know what this is about. They said then the illusion would be shattered. And this is a place of illusion. We are in an illusion. And this message just keeps coming and coming. This is not real. This is virtual. This is an illusion. But we can't know it fully and completely. I could say it 1,000 times. And do I really believe it? I don't know now. I don't know. It seems pretty real sometimes. When somebody hurts you, it's pretty damn real. And yet, it's an illusion. It's not. It's not real. They said this: if you could spend, but, and their words again, they like the but, they put the but in there, behold the underlying truth. If you could spend but a moment with us on this side, all of those fears would disappear in an instant. You would know, and you would understand that everything is okay. If you could just spend a second on the other side. They said, but you can't. You can't do it, because then the illusion would be shattered, and then you would not play the game. Right? We would just sit and be the Buddha for the rest of our lives going, yeah, all is well, all is well. Okay? That's not what this is about. This is a game, hands-on, move your pieces, lose your money, gain your money, buy a few houses, pass go to jail. That's what this game is. And they said it's for that reason that when people are here, all they talk about is not wanting to come back. I'm never going to come back here. This is awful. This is dreadful. And they said, yet on the other side, when you know that everything is okay, when you know the whole story, they said it's the easiest decision you can make to choose to come here. It's easy. It's not even in question. And yet when we come here, we're going, oh my God, what the hell? What the hell? And that's just because this, that story of Jesus when he was about to die and God withdrew his spirit from him. I suppose the knowing, the understanding. And Jesus said, Father, why have you forsaken me? That's where we are. But not just for a split second. He was lucky. He was lucky. He only lost it in a few seconds before he left and then realised again that everything was all right. We have it for our entire life, and we have little snippets, little moments where we feel it, where we go, oh my God, everything's okay. And that can happen in lots and lots of different ways. Some people do it through meditation. Some people do it through mind-altering substances. They get to this place and they go, oh my God, it's okay. Everything's okay. But then, when we come back into reality, it's all fucking forgotten. And, we've still got to pay the mortgage, and we've still got to tax the car and, fight with the Inland Revenue or the IRS about the tax that we've got to pay. This is the whole purpose of this experience, for us to forget. Our job, as we were talking about in terms of the levels, if we can get our vibe high enough, then we start getting a bit of a sniffy idea. It smells like this it's okay. Yeah. But we'll never know until we pop our clogs, until we shuffle off this mortal coil, until we kick the bucket. And then we'll know. And that's why death shouldn't be scary. Because death is the many poets have talked about, the true release, the release from this prison. And I suppose no wonder it's called a prison planet, because that's what it feels like. But it's not. It's only a prison if you're trapped here and you aren't allowed to escape. We chose to be here. Now, I know lots of other people say, no, what the baddies have co-opted this system and, stay away from the light and you're trapped here. This is a prison planet. You'll never get off and all of that. It doesn't wash with me. That doesn't wash. And it certainly isn't the message that I keep getting from the emissaries and from the Jesus energy and from everything that I read about spirituality and understanding and enlightenment. And so I suppose the bottom line is we've got to keep reminding ourselves of that. We've got to keep saying, hey, this isn't real, and hope at some point that we can convince ourselves, at least carry it as a potential belief. And we know about beliefs. A potential belief. Hey, it's there on the table. Maybe I did choose to be here. The benefits of believing that you chose to be here just means that you put yourself in the victor situation and not the victim. When you say, hey, I chose this, everything becomes easier. Truly, everything becomes easier. You remember the story of the two rats in the cage, and one rat had a button that would give food to both rats, and the other rat didn't have a button, and the rat that didn't have a button died of pena, as they say in Spain. That's what they sing about in flamenco. It died of sadness and shithouse emotions. And the other rat got fat and it was happy as Larry with his button there. Yeah? Control. When you have control of your journey, when you think, I did this, it just makes you a stronger person. Truly, the strength that you have. And even if it's not true, if you believe it, it still makes your life better. Why live your life and be miserable for 70 fucking years? 80, 90, miserable. The longer you live, more miserable you get. Why do that when you could live the same length of time and be at least in a positive state of mind, like, hey, this is my life and I've chosen it. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. We've got to take responsibility for everything. And then we're never a victim. As soon as you say, I didn't want that, I didn't choose that, you are the victim. And it's an awful place to be. But when you say, even when the worst things happen, you say, I'm part of this. And in some way, I have chosen to experience this in my life. You're set free. You're set free. And it changes the whole chemical setup in your body. It changes you into somebody who then thinks, if I've done it, then I can undo it. Does that make sense? If I've done this, I've got the power to undo it. It's when you say, I haven't done this, nothing to do with me, I've got no power to put it right. Bad place. We don't want to be there. Do you want to be there? I don't want to be there. I want to be in the, hey, what can we do? And that's why all of these cliche things like, don't talk about it being a problem. Talk about it being a challenge. It's just a tiny little reframe. But when you say, hey, this is a big challenge, challenges are there to be met. Problems are there to be suffered. Okay, so it's just a reframe, that's all. And it's a very powerful reframe. So, there you have it. Fear is but a mirage, my friends. And so, let's not be fearful. Let's not be in 100. Let's get up in near the God consciousness, up to the 900s, and have a party. Yeah, have a party at the 900s, and then when we can, God consciousness. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that will feel like. I might have an idea, but let's just work back there. Let's work up to it. Yeah, we've got plenty time, plenty lives. I love you all. I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.